past posts about the miraculous messages transmitted to me by Swami in 1983 showed that the speaker was Parabrahman Sathya Sai Baba, who is our director in a yajna, a sacrificial purifying ceremony for the establishment of a higher wisdom that overcomes upheaval and establishes unity. The messages declare that Parabrahman can manifest to us in any way that it wills, and describes various emanations of Parabrahman, Sathya Sai Baba, including Amitabha, Buddha of Light. We see that Jackie, my patient, is ill. In a broader sense, Jackie represents something much more vast. Mother Earth, Mother Dharma, Mother Wisdom are ill and need healing, the establishment of righteousness on a firm footing. Why does Sai Baba come to such an ill person? To my understanding, this shows us that a divine force comes when discord runs rampant and Mother Earth is seizing in pain due to the harm we inflict on her because we are unconscious of her holiness. At such a time, divinity comes to protect and cure by reestablishing Dharma on a firm footing, the cure for the illness.
Bhajore Gananatham Bhajore.
In this post, we look at message number 5. When I meet with Jackie prior to her being admitted into a psychiatric hospital. In this clip, we see us at times struggling over the correct spelling and meaning of words, and need the help of Sanskrit scholar Professor Timolsina to arrive at the best plausible solution. Other times, like in the first 4 messages, she is fluid in speaking and in the understanding of the messages. She loses some recall with the passage of time since receiving the message, and if her intellect is clouded because of severe pain.
Well, I know Maha Astika, same thing, great believer.
And then the Aham Eva Parabrahma, Satya, Yuga.
This means I am the Parabrahma, the one God of truth, I think. Eva Parabrahma
Have you heard
Satya.
that one before?
Well, I've seen some of your translations before, so I think
Yuga. Yuga Lokita, K-A.
Jackie begins spelling the word Karachara with a K, but Professor Timolsina considers the most plausible spelling for this word as Karachara, beginning with a C, meaning the witness of everything. We make this change because Jackie tells us that Sai Baba is speaking these words to her, which she writes down from sound. It is plausible that she is writing K for the C, and hence we choose the word Karachara with a C.
K-A-R-C-H-A-R. That upside down V and slash is for that word. I-S-U-V-A-R-A.
Isura.
S-O-M.
Yes, you were telling me, or S.
No, Soma. It's Soma. Soma's no.
No, N-O. Okay.
Here, Jackie interprets the word Soma as no, when the usual interpretation is the nectar of immortality. She is either making a mistake or identifying the process of negation, neti, 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 not this, not this, not this, as the nectar of immortality. In this next sentence, she is spelling Purusha with an A, when it is more probable to spell it with a U, meaning universal principle, that is eternal, indestructible, without form, and all-pervasive. The word phala means fruit. Thus the meaning here is the fruit or destiny of living beings.
Parusha Phala. And
Purusha.
then Asmita. And this isn't a mistake. It's a snake above the A.
Yajna.
Lid, and that's above the A. N-A.
It's not Udana.
Udana.
It's not Li. It's
No, it's you.
Udana. Okay, Yajna Udana. Okay.
This is the Sanskrit of message number 5, written by Professor Timilsina with corrections. Aham eva parabrahma. Aham Sathya Yuga. Lokita Karachara. Ishwara Soma. Purusha Phala. Asmita Yajna Udana. And this is the translation by Professor Timilsina of message number 5. Aham eva parabrahma. I am verily the Supreme Brahman. Aham Sathya Yuga. I am the Sathya Yuga. Lokita Karachara. Ishwara Soma. Purusha Phala. I am the witness of everything. I am the power of creation and the nectar of immortality. I am the destiny of living beings. Asmita Yajna Udana. Ego is sacrificed in the enlightened utterance. This message further defines aspects of Parabrahman that have particular meaning for us. Parabrahman is defined as the Sathya Yuga, the Sathya Yuga that is awakening in each of us at this particular time. It is the awakening of the golden age of wisdom and love. We are awakening to an age characterized by our oneness with God, which includes a vision of oneness, as in the line, I am witness of everything, and of our immortality, as in the line, Ishwara Soma, I am the power of creation and the nectar of immortality. The message says that our oneness with God is our destiny and is accomplished by the sacrificing of ego in Udana. Udana has two meanings: the mystical teaching of merging of the vital airs into Kundalini Shakti that merges into Shiva, and the practice of the enlightened utterance from Parabrahman, the practiced teachings of love and wisdom that dissolve ego. We are awakening to the reality of being one with God. Many of us know from actual experience Sai Baba's similarities to Rama, Krishna, Buddha, Jesus. And although we understand that a limited human cannot gauge the unlimited, we conclude that Sai is an avatar whose love and awareness extends beyond our capacity to measure. We accept his description of himself, revealed by Swami in May 17, 1968, at the time of the First World Conference, when he said, "The totality of divine energy has come unto humanity as Satya Sai. This is a human form in which every divine entity, every divine principle, that is to say, all the names and forms ascribed by man to God, are manifest." If we accept the limitlessness of Sai, what is the meaning of Swami seemingly leaving too early, if not representing a limitation? Swami has said time and again that he is I and I am he. And because of this truism, I understand his leaving means we are also in the process of releasing attachments to the objective world, to realize a higher level of wisdom. We are in the transition period between the Kali and Sathya Yugas and the appearance of Prema Sai, and it is the time for lessening our attachments to the physical sensory world. However, what is happening at Mudinhali and the deifying of Madhu is causing a split in our Sai organization. This is what the 14 messages I received from Swami are telling us. Yes, it's nice to build hospitals that help people and to sing bhajans together in devotion to Sai and to feel that we are part of a sacred team. This gives us a sense of belonging, of self-identity and satisfaction. But it can also be a camouflage for what we are actually doing, which when we look closely with what is happening with Madhu and Mudinhali is strengthening our attachment to the sensory world and creating a split, division, upheaval among devotees. It is simply foolish to create the story that attachment to a new form of Swami is because of Swami's limitations which made him change plans and come in a form so limited that only one person can see and hear him. In fact, some devotees are beginning to deify Madhu, to see him turning into Swami. This is a false path that has dire consequences. We are imprinting onto the holy and pure image of Swami the tainted form of Madhu. For whatever reason we concoct, we are substituting the purity of the image of Swami with this false image, not knowing or understanding how deeply sacrilege is this act. We have little understanding of His grace, His coming in such a pure form for us to see, to touch, to hear. After so many lifetimes of weeping for a sign of His grace, He came with so much grace that many of us don't know how to gauge the wonder and magnificence of this gift, and are willing to give it away and substitute another form for a moment's pleasure. What has happened to our sanity?
It is purely my grace and grace alone that each one of you souls have come to me. Not one of you in front of me deserve 1 second of being with Swami. Not one of you deserve. What it is, I am conferring a boon upon you which is 1 billion times more than any of you deserve. Then of course he looked a little sad and he says, not one of you are making even 1 millionth the best of it.
Not only that, but many are even willing to substitute another for His sacred image. I'm saying this strongly because this is the time for giving up attachments, not for creating and holding to more attachments. This is the time for unification, not separation. I see a dire problem and am intent about confronting it. I am supported by sacred messages given to me by Swami. This miraculous guidance will counter the fearful reality created at Mudinhali, as you will see by reviewing my prior posts and seeing future ones. This is the time for detaching from names and forms, for the dissolution of ego that brings self-realization, as message 5 states. Asmita yagna udana. Ego is sacrificed in the enlightened utterance. And the messages that warn against the false teaching of Madhu is an enlightened utterance from Swami. In complete ignorance, many are attributing gross limitations to the limitlessness of Sai. This heinous mistake is causing confusion and disruption to well-meaning devotees. It is causing a split, confusion, and upheaval with angry feelings, and it must be confronted. Future messages will continue to describe this fearful reality and its dire consequences unless we have the courage to confront it with a higher wisdom of unity. So beware of what is actually being done at Mudenhali under the guise of creating hospitals and singing bhajans together. The actual effect is a terrible splintering, the constructing of a fearful reality that is causing disruption, discord, and upheaval. Understand more clearly and wake up.